My name's Clark Hungerford. Cheryl and I have lived in Cobb County since 1979. We live mostly in West Cobb County. And, and now we have raised three children, two of which are here. Blake's here somewhere. He didn't get introduced, but he's here somewhere. And my oldest son, Franklin. And they all have families now, and we have 7 grandchildren that all live in West Cobb. As Scott said, it's a great place to live. I want to see it continue to be a great place to live. You may hear from my opponent that I'm here just to develop it all, and that is not true. I wouldn't live here. I wouldn't have my kids live here. And most importantly, I wouldn't have my grandkids live here if I didn't think this was a really good place to live. So for that standpoint, now, is there a need for some development? In appropriate areas, there are. But in other areas, no. It needs to be residential. It needs to be done correctly, and that's what I want to see done. A little bit about me. I was in the banking industry for 47 years. Recently retired 3 years ago from Vinings Bank. We started that about 14 years before. 12 people, including myself, got together and decided we needed a community bank in Cobb County. So we formed it. A lot of y'all invested in the bank. We went through some ups and downs because when we started in 2007, we didn't know that the paint was going to come peeling off the wall in 2008, 9, and 10. But the bank survived and it thrived. We also didn't know that COVID was going to come around the corner and cause such havoc. But I'm proud to say that the 37 people we had in our bank, we did the second most PPP loans to small businesses in the state of Georgia. So we were able to help a lot of businesses stay, keep people employed, and keep operating during that. So, I say that to say, I've been through ups and downs. I've been able to make hard decisions and good decisions that have been good for businesses, been good for the community. I have served on the Development Authority for 25 years as chairman. And just so you know, the Development Authority mission is two things. One is to increase the development in property, to be able to have a better property tax base, and to create jobs. And the reason we want to have a better property tax base, the standard of living we become accustomed to, you don't want to have that all funded by residential property taxes because your taxes would be up astronomically. But with the proper mix of commercial property and residential property, then it can be a good situation for everybody. And that's what I want to see happen. I want to see development in Cobb County continue where it's appropriate. In certain commercial areas, that's where it needs to be. In residential areas, that's not where it needs to be. I have a BS from Auburn University, which I know will get a lot of people all upset. I also have an MBA from Georgia State. So between, a little bit of book learning and a little bit of on-the-job training, I think I've got the business ability and the expertise to serve on the commission and to have business decisions made. I also have used that in a way to be able to find consensus building. We need consensus building on the commission. We are so polarized up there. We get decisions made, but they're not the best they could be. Consensus building is not easy. You have to sit down, you have to get eyeball to eyeball, and you have to make the decision sometimes to leave the room and then come back and work on it some more. And that's what I intend to try to do, is to try to bring the other commissioners together so we make good decisions. Also means that your tax dollars that you pay, we're stewards of that. We need to make sure we're spending it appropriately. We don't need to just be chasing around and say, oh, well, we got a problem here. Let's just throw some more money at it and spend it nilly-willy. We need to be able to do it and do it efficiently. That's what I think I can bring to it. We've got traffic. Turn around and look at Stylesboro. It's a little better now because it is 6:20. If you come by at 6 o'clock, it's probably backed up from Due West Road. But we haven't had a major traffic initiative in West Cobb in I don't know how long, and we need that. You've had them in other parts of the county. You've got the Barrett reliever that's in District 2. You've had the on-off ramp that's down near the Galleria. You've had Smyrna have theirs. But what's happening in West Cobb? Nothing. I want to be able to make sure that our area gets treated appropriately with the rest of the county. I want to make sure we have a good working relationship with our cities. We have 3 cities in this district, or 2 plus. Ackworth, Kennesaw are definitely in District 1. Half of Marietta's in District 1. And as I talked to somebody today, if you go down Kennesaw Avenue and hit Powder Springs Street and go on down, everything to the west of Kennesaw Avenue is in this district. A lot of people did not know when the maps were redrawn that that part of Marietta is now in District 1. So if you live there, have friends there, remind them this is now part of District 1, and I would appreciate your vote. You know, the park situation is such that, you know, we've got a lot of kids in this part of the county, and we need to have parks that are appropriate. We need to be able to get access to them and develop them in ways that, you know, that's one of the best things for young children as they're growing up, is to be in parks and be in organized sports. Keep them occupied, you keep them busy, they develop better. The last thing is we need to honor our veterans and our law enforcement and first responders. 11, I think it was 11 years ago, and Donna Rowe will correct me if I'm wrong. I think it was 11 years ago that the commission agreed to have the Veterans Memorial built next to the Aquatic Center on Fairground Street. 11 years since then, where's the Veterans Memorial? It hasn't happened. One of the things that is bad about that is everybody knows what inflation has done. Now the money that was appropriated and planned to be used for that is not sufficient. So Donna and her foundation and others are trying to match the inflationary rate and get that built. Scale it back a little bit, but it's important that we remember that the veterans and what they've done for us to give us a free society to live in and to raise our children in safety, and our first responders, our law enforcement, our medical, our firefighters, give us a quality of life that no other place has. Cobb County used to be the jewel in the state of Georgia. We've kind of gotten a little tarnish on it, but I think if we get together and we work hard, we work together, we find consensus, we use good business principles, that we can get back to the top. So once again, my name's Clark Hungerford. I would appreciate your vote on May 19th. That's when the primary is. There's a Republican primary. It'll be a lot of ballot fatigue because there are going to be a lot of people on the ballot, but I think we'll be on either the second or third page at the most. But just look for the Western District Commissioner and my name, Clark Hungerford, and vote for me. I appreciate your being here.